Alright guys, and welcome. We are on the alternative bracket of the Chrono Clash in Red Dead 3. We're in right now in map Battle Base Beta. On top we have, at least my favorite contester for this tournament is Blue Allies Opshijao. Yep. Sorry for double checking. On the bottom we have Mean Green, the Soviet killing machine, GreenAlert, Green Soviet player on bottom, starting with a barracks very quickly and following with a refinery. Meanwhile, Opshijao goes for double barracks. So I actually support both sides in this game for the very good two reasons. The first of all, Opshijao is a completely new face for me. I don't know if he's a Smurf. Hopefully he's not a Smurf player or an alternative account of someone else, but a new rising face in the Red Dead 3 competitive scene. On the other hand, GreenAlert, he was practicing a lot, he trained a lot, he improved himself a lot, and right now he is actually able to tackle some good players in past and now in time as well. So Opshijao decided to sell the barracks, thinking that enough peacekeepers are on the field. On the meantime, the garrisons are being occupied by the GreenAlert one by one, though he has a war factory, a quick war factory. I mean, his ore refinery is not on yet, and he gets a sickle, and he is positioning his forces on top. I think he will try to challenge here. We will see. The dog is scouting over the C section of the GreenAlert space, and now the units are being positioned. He wants to tackle this building from this section. The sickle is now close, lives into the building. Now peacekeepers are under threat. They are not being ejected. Opshijao is not rejecting his peacekeepers, and all of them have been burnt down with the Molotov cocktail. The second is going to happen the same as well. Some peacekeepers are still throwing cocktails, but this time Opshijao actually targeted them one by one. Meanwhile, we see the airfield has been deployed. Where is his MCV? Okay, he is expanding to the sea. Meanwhile, the same can't be said for the GreenAlert. He is going for the top expansion, and he doesn't want his base to be scouted. Now Bear is being bombed by the Vindicated, but the second one is already arriving. He is going to see that he has his expansion point on the top of the seaside. Healthy numbers of bullfrogs, I think it's a bit much for sickles to have. I mean, 3 sickles are more than enough for whatever you want to achieve. Now oil derrick is exposed. There is one airfield. I think airfield would be a good target, but realizing the threat, Opshijao has evacuated the Vindicators. I think he will be building an airbase soon enough. Now, the collectors of Opshijao is under threat. This terror drone immediately going to stun it down. And this collector is not working. I mean, it's safe, but not working. Vindicators have arrived. Fortunate. Now, 2 sickles are manhandling this collector. Very nice. This collector did not make a money run, so, well, this MCV should not come around all of this way. There is a seaport. At this point, I think Terror Drone can infect the MCV to gain some extra time. Now, Vindicator is under threat by this bullfrog. Dies for nothing. GreenAlert, when it comes to Terror Drone Micro, he actually does a lot of things, but he moved a lot. Courtesy to me calling his skills, he accidentally moved the Terror Drone in front lines in the range of Riptide and gets eliminated. It would be quite nice if only if he had infected it. So he must make some detour, maybe back to seaport, or forced to move to the airbase first, get some repairs, and go top. In the meantime, the base of GreenAlert staying strong and solid. Some peacekeepers have arrived, but the ammo tank emerged just in time. The only trouble is, also, how did you place this power plant over top? I really want to know that as well, because when you are on the sea level, I don't think you can build over the something that is higher than you. Anyway, so Hammer Tank is meeting with his ally Bullfrogs, but now there is a Terror Drone. It will be a moment that Terror Drone can actually stop it. Now Vindicators arrive. Hammer Tank unfortunately gets destroyed, but trades with a Bullfrog. No, trades with the Vindicator. But now the second hammer tank has also arrived. Is there? Oh, how? Okay, I think Opshijao got the refinery, but keeps it on hold. I think a bit setback. Riptide is trying to make a maneuver, but this hammer tank are on tail. Okay, that's very nice move. Two Vindicators are now locked and gets destroyed. That's the way to use orbital drop. That was very nice. Instead of taking down the power plant, he immediately take down the Vindicators. And now Tomb Blades have arrived. So where is your airbase then? Okay, there it is. I don't think the Opshijao can hang any longer. Wow, that Riptide actually made the last dealing blow. But now the base is being overrun. Riptides, Javelins, and Vindicators are all around the base, but here's the problem. I mean, at this point, you don't really need a Riptide. There's only one Bullfrog. I mean, Javelins could be nice. Getting a multi-gunner turret would be nice. Well, that was anticlimactic. Terror Drone emerging from the Terror Drone surprise. Gets the second Javelin as well. Where is the Peacekeeper? Okay, there is a Peacekeeper. His Terror Drone should avoid it. Very nice. GreenAlert not dealing damage to the power plants. They are all idle. But now, I think he is aware that Opshijao got a new airfield, and now Apollo iterating, but also Bullfrog has arrived, which is a very timed intervention. Interesting that this oil derrick still stands, so it may be a good moment to take it down, or maybe waste all of the rockets on one single Peacekeeper. Okay, we have an expansion point over here as well, so that explains the dolphins here. Cryo shot used, but I think it's a miss. But still covers a nice zone. You have to move them back. I cannot believe this. Anyway, the third Bullfrog has arrived. One of them gets immediately dispatched because of the cryo shot. But realizing this is too much, Opshijao has taps out. But I think he tried to execute something. I couldn't really recall. But he was doing well on the mid section of the map. But I think whatever he wanted to cook didn't work out well. So congratulations on our man GreenAlert. So let's see for the second game. There we are. So let's see if we're all good to go. I guess so. Now we are on the second game on a fire island. I think I can root for the Opshijao in this map as well. He should have some advantage, but GreenAlert is playing playing Soviet and against allies a lot. So I think he is aware of the capacity and what can an allies can do. I mean, what our allies Arsenal can do. I mean, see, this is a quick flak trooper building up. Just one single bear and okay, now that's something. I can't remember if Opshijao played on Fire Island and tried a cryo rush, or let's say a very quick air base. But knowing that he gets flak troopers immediately. And he just builds on this section, so GreenAlert is concerned with a cryo rush. And rightfully so, because after all, this is a very solid strategy for allies to cripple their opponent's economy by anything. The only problem is I have no idea what is GreenAlert doing. A very interesting build order. Like 2 barracks, 1 refinery, and foregoing your second expansion point, and immediately engaging on your opponent. The only thing is, Maybe a flak cannon would be wise because I'm unsure of what's going to happen in this game. The reactor is down. This will unfortunately force GreenAlert in a low power mode. Oh, he has no production. I mean, he has only one barracks, and that should be all. Now, one dog positions itself quite nice. Dangerous movement. No flak trooper has been stunned. And they are slowly approaching. MCV deploys. Oh, okay. So, GreenAlert is cooking something, and I really want to watch this. Reactor is being built. No unit production is coming. I guess there is. Engineer now, I think, goes for the second oil derrick. On the meantime, peacekeepers are approaching slowly. Bears are dispatched. There is a one multi-gunner turret. The second bear is sniped. The third bear lands a stun. This reactor has been built to block the attack range of the multi-gunner turret, but now it's cancelled. Rebuilt once again. Sentry gun is being built. Multi-gunner turret still can take some shot. Reactor is actually being built, so you can... Very nice cancel last moment. Dogs are being spammed. Doesn't really matter. Peacekeepers are now trying to take the front lines. This flak trooper is very low HP. New barracks is being built. Vindicators are gliding over. There's a wall of the conscripts here, but in this such a fight, the conscripts are in advantage because, after all, they deal splash damage. So, the bears are stunned. This is a very risky time. The new bears are actually arriving. The dog is stunning so much units there. Where are the vindicators? He doesn't want to use them, but you can go. Oh no! No, that's the end. That's the end of the game. All of these valuable units are being destroyed one by one. I cannot believe this. A very anticlimactic game. All fumbles down with a one dog bark, and GreenAlert losing everything he had. Interestingly enough, they all, around the same income, so that was nice. I mean, you can see over the graph, like over there, he was actually deploying the MCV, and then the combat ensued is happening here, and here, the stun happens. I have to say, that was unexpected. Let's see what we're going to see on the second game. I mean, after all, you can imagine the first game took a reasonable amount of time, but the second game, it took a very short time. It resolved very quickly. Now, we are back. Final game of this best of best of 3. I really can't remember the name of this map at the moment, but I think it was a nice map. This is the map, I guess. Yeah, we had a lot of garrisons over here. But unfortunately, I'd rather be poor map. Like, you only have total in 10 ore nodes. So this makes, after the 2, you have only 3 extra more. Now, double barracks is being owned once again. The dogs and bears are hightailing each other. From the looks of it, Opshijao was a little bit responding faster than the GreenAlert. GreenAlert having some conscripts. On the meantime, the number of the peacekeepers are rising. We have two barracks pumping lots of conscripts. Okay, from the looks of it, he wants Opshijao to deny entrance of his base, so he gets the garrisons. But when it comes to garrison fighting, the conscripts are always advantaged. Just camp a bear next to the base, or next to any garrison you want to have, and then when the conscripts, for example, do something, by let's say Molotov cocktail them, they will eject. The peacekeeper will be ejected. So at this point, just stun them with your bear, and that will be all. And nice to see we're going to see some infantry battle over here when all of these conscripts are being shredded by... very nice awareness of Opshijao. He's not wasting any shots over these garrisons. He's actually attacking conscripts whenever they arrive. But I think the time is going to over. Peacekeeper numbers are decreasing one by one. And there's only one peacekeeper, but with one single Molotov cocktail, they will die. But 5 new reinforcements, fresh reinforcements have arrived, and he's taking more space in terms of garrisons. On the meantime, airfield for Opshijao, and Is there a war factory? No. We go on the 3 refineries. Now, GreenAlert is actually getting more and more aggressive by the time passing, with the garrisons forcing Opshijao back on the base. In the meantime, these conscript finally making to the garrison point. These bears are accidentally moved, I guess. This garrison point has been demolished, and now I think the GreenAlert can pass over here. In the meantime, we see... Are we going to see... No, we are not going to see a cryocopters yet. There's only one indicator bombing the bears out of the map. I guess we have an amnesty now after, 10 minutes long of a gunfire around. GreenAlert now shuffling his own conscripts to different garrisons. Meanwhile, Opshijao is going for a flight and bombing run with the 2 indicators. We have 5 flag troopers. Not enough. Very far from the garrison point. Bomb micro has arrived and very successful bombing run coming from the Opshijao. All flag troopers have been taken down. Airfield has been cancelled. Realizing that he can't hold on, there's no anti-air. He cancelled it. Instead, he gets a barracks. So, for what specific reason? Now he's getting an airfield and now filling this garrison point. Vindicators unhinged. Decided moving again. Bombing the garrison. I would rather go for the airfield. So when you bomb the second time, you can actually destroy airfield, and that's a loss of 1,000 credit and 30 seconds of build time for a Soviet player. Poor conscript gets sniped immediately. Also, there's Apollo. Realizing the airfield means also MiGs, but and also that's a very late time for getting an oil there of Opshijao. 2 Apollos is a bit more than what you can need or ask for. Still no sight for the upper side. On top of hill. Okay, Twin has arrived, and we're going to see some flak drops. I always see some flak drops in this game. MCB going for the bottom to get the final expansion point that he can have. The other one is dangerously close to his opponent. Also, Opshijao's MCV is now unpacked and going for the top. I'd rather be silent getting for now. Okay, so easiest can be a flak drop. Yes, we have.
Ready to rule the skies.
We have 4 flak troopers. We have 9 flak troopers. But I hope they don't get sniped on the mid section of the while they carry out the operation. Now, the Apollos repositioning themselves. I wonder how it's going to unfold. I hope it is not going to unfold like the previous game where GreenAlert lost almost everything he had with just one single dog bark. So, what is Opshijao's cooking at the moment? He is still on tier 1, so that's reasonable, and expanding further. Now he has been spotted terribly. Now Apollo's engaging on the MiGs. Still hasn't dropped back troopers. Okay, one party has been dropped, I suppose. Okay, we have engineers, so he can actually construct a bubble bunker. I think he has no cash for this. Does he? No. I think he's stuck over here. Okay, he has used... Okay, satellite drop on the airfield, and then this engineer is actually not being helpful by enemies. Is he going to capture the airbase? Ah, come on. This single garrison did actually more than anything. And why did you try to engage over here? You could actually make a more reasonable engagement over here. Take down 3 power plants, that's something. And your strike force was large. You can, of course, not engage over here as well. Maybe try to snipe this one quickly and dismantle it. MCV is here, but this garrison can clear all of the flak troopers out there. Somehow Opshijao does not have entire Apollo, thanks to all that effort for just one single airbase, 2 Vindicator and 2 Apollo. I think he wanted to build the battle bunker, but he couldn't do it, and there are 2 Flak Troopers still there. But I don't think they can do anything significant, and at this point they are much better by providing sight. Now, we have only 2 extra refineries left. Why do you have extra prospector there to begin with? Okay, Apollo is alright. This Twin Blade threat will be handled with. This refinery, I think it will fall down. These IFPs will need more than that. And I mean, poor this guy taking so much rockets and beating. Like, no. No. Doesn't really worth it. Take the refinery. Take the... Oh, no. Well, Cryocopter is on the field. And Twin Blades are sick and tired of these garrisons and decide to clean them, all of them. And these Flak Troopers are still alive. Witnessing a great moment. And that's a very risky... I mean, this will be very difficult to defend this one. I would rather consider building here. Now IFB is dangerously getting close to Twin Blades. There is nothing on the land that can deal significant damage to these IFBs. And this section of the map is now very dangerous to approach. You definitely need a Desert to Delta airstrike. No. GreenAlert, don't do it. These garrisons filled with peacekeepers and javelins. Okay, you're baiting IFBs, but what kind of trade do you wish? So cryo shot has been used over here. Poor Flak Troopers. Your IFB has arrived, so why waste the bombs of Vindicator? Anyway, garrisons are now getting once again cleared out. That's not a bad option as well, by the way. I mean, getting more map control, getting more sight, is not that bad. And also you can fill the garrisons with the Flak Troopers as well. Also, our man scouting here has died. Well, that's almost there, come on. Just very low HP. On the meantime, Cryocopters have arrived and taking down this collector. Now Apollo's Terror Drone has arrived, which is nice. Now stunning this IFB to get it destroyed. But that will be all, I guess. Now Cryocopters dangerously close to the 5 Bullfrogs. Vindicator dies for nothing. Ooh, the number of the Cryocopters are way too high. This is the slowest yet smallest Bullfrog I have ever seen. I think at this point a Crusher Crane would be a very fine investment, and you definitely need it. A Crusher Crane and maybe a Flak Cannon over here. This, oh, when did this Apollo get the veterancy? Squeezing or anything to get some kills. That's what GreenAlert is trying to do. Freezing it. Oh. I mean, move your Flak Troopers back. No, you're making them die. Right? This garrison. Oh. Man, come on. I can't believe this. Just one single garrison doing so much things. This is a Tesla coil. Not that bad. But I would rather build a Tesla coil over here to handle this, because this garrison will not fall. That's what I can easily say. Or get a barracks, perhaps. Well, where are the MiGs? There are no MiGs. Bullfrogs arriving, but here's the problem: this blockade preventing everything. Now the javelin is now targeting it, everything, and well, that's a Frost refiner for you. Vindicator guesses level up, and so many javelins now bombing the base. of the green alert. Tesla coil has been built. Now defensive measure has been taken. This hammer tank can actually start using the leech beam, and every unit gets actually fair share of damage while they're here. And finally, the garrison is destroyed. All of the javelins are now completely exposed. At what cost? I think at the cost of multiple units out there. But please, oh no, please invest on one single crusher crane. I mean, you have so many bullfrogs are on low HP, and this is a section that you want to attack. Carry out your attacks, and that will be all. Uh-oh. This is the trouble and problem. Van... Go flak cannon. Do your best. One cryocopter not going back. Still landing some shots. Double kill is going to happen. Yeah, double kill is going to happen. MCV still needs some time to get processed immediately. No. Oh, you definitely need a MiG. You definitely needed that MiG. But, I mean, I was wrong that time. Now, that also works as much as a Desert the Delta airstrike, I suppose. So many garrisons, and now one garrison is completely cleared. There are only 2 remaining, and they're low HP. This, unfortunately, Apollo dies for nothing, and IFV's ever right. This collector has been taken. I think I think GreenAlert can carry out operations over here, and then moving like here and there. Meanwhile, Opshijao is defending himself well, but right now he's only defending himself. He's not carrying out anything like offensive or anything. He is now on tier 3 though. Now it can be a good moment, and this Tesla coil has not defrosted yet. I mean, should be a good moment for it. Now, flag troopers have arrived, and that's a lot of flag troopers. Where are the peacekeepers? There are no peacekeepers. There's only one peacekeeper, by the way. So, IFVs. Unfortunately, these flag troopers are not separated from these IFVs. And bullfrogs are taking unnecessary damage. No terror drone. I thought that was a terror drone. Peacekeeper support has arrived. 2 Athena cannons should be more than enough. This poor Tesla coil. Of all the time it was frosted, and now once the moment it is defrosted, it gets dismantled. Now setting off the extra refineries. Once again, this garrison doing the God's work, and now the things are going to unfold. All of these infantry are going to die. And is this going to be a base rush? Because right now the defense section of the base is now completely open. And the other thing is there are some reasonable amount of peacekeepers. So if javelins are out there, they can actually draw their guns and start attacking. But there is a Mirage tank as well. I think realizing this, GreenAlert goes back a little bit. But these black troopers are now exposed for nothing. And taken down by this Mirage tank one by one. Hammer tanks. I mean, if there was only... If there was only Mirage tanks, that would be fine, but there are Athena cannons as well. I think GreenAlert is up to an MCV snipe. Cryogadon has been used. Beautiful Cryogadon! I mean, 4 bullfrogs have been caught. The trouble is not the anti-air, by the way. But still, these valuable units are now destroyed. The cryocopters now can actually freeze everything GreenAlert has, because the numbers are not that bad. Now hammer tanks completely shrunk down, but twin blades have arrived, and Mirage tank is actually alive with this ability. First time seeing though, and this hammer tank shrunk and fighting with everything. Where are the bullfrogs? They are very far away. Interesting enough, Opshijao gets to have a lot of veteran infantry units. The average lifespan of his infantry is too long that it may consider you enlisting in his army. Like, these IFVs get destroyed and replenished one by one, but lots of his infantry don't get to die immediately. Now, after losing the MCV, GreenAlert gets a new one. I wonder if he has... Okay, there is still time for orbital downpour.
Who's looking for a good pounding?
Yes, there is a veteran Athena cannon as well. What he wants to get with this naval yard? Bullfrogs? Dreadnoughts? Oh, come on, you're... Dreadnoughts are not that good. I mean, instead of getting a dreadnought, just... I don't know. Maybe it will work, but I don't think... I mean, these are dreadnoughts. These are not aircraft carriers. These are not... Also, this Athena cannon is very low HP. It's actually good for bomb weapon sniping. But Kirov has arrived. But there are so many units here. Okay, one weapon snipe, but I think... Alright, this hammer tank can make history here. Let's go. Out of all places out there, did he use the orbital downpour over here? I mean, why? Okay, bombing ground is coming for the Mirage tanks. They realize what they're doing and going back. On the meantime, there's a seaport over here, so our opponent is also considering to get an aircraft carrier, but he needs a lot of time for that. Hydrofoil now saved from the shackles of the terror drone by the help of the cryocopter, but now cryocopters are going one by one. There are so many IFBs over there. But this hydrofoil is now veteran and then clearing home so many twin blades. I mean, this is a very messy combat. I mean, this landscape is forcing both of our players just trying to do some maneuvers that they are having some difficulty with it. On the meantime, I think Opshijao still has Cryogeddon.
Right here.
That's a great edge for him. And these Apollos are unloading their ammo on a hero. Now Hero taking a different turn to move into the forward positioning. But Cryogeddon is now used. Only nearly or two bullfrogs are being captured. Now only if he had a satellite drone now or this other depth, so he could actually gain himself time by just using it over here. Now more Kuros are getting out. Not a single Apocalypse tank, by the way. No, even though if he gets an Apocalypse tank, there are a healthy number of cryocopters, so that would be fine. But clearing out this mess of a land army will be very difficult. You will need definitely more bullfrogs, but now this Kiro is sitting on top. This Kiro is very fast, by the way. Is this a microplay? Like, riding all over. Now, Mirage tanks saying that I don't care, I'm moving forward, but now they're going back. 3 cryocopters are now sitting and facing backwards over there. Aircraft carrier also starting bombardment. This is way too much for the GreenAlert. Realizing that EMP missile arrives and scattered the units, but 4 units are now captured in the radius of the EMP missile. Now the units are entered in the base of the GreenAlert. Opshijao is now making some damage to the war factory. War factory is down. I think airfield is down as well before they get in the Kiro. And I think that's the game. Two dreadnoughts, which is nice. But they're not even dealing damage to this ore refinery, so what's the point anyway? Now the base of the GreenAlert is now being dismantled one by one. The buildings are getting destroyed. Finally, dreadnoughts are making themselves good use. Is this a base trade? If so, I mean, you don't have a land unit, you don't have twin blades, you only have 3 hammer tanks. So yeah. War factory is being built, but 2 Athena cannons already accompanies the MCV. MCV now unpacks. Cryocopter freezing all of the dreadnoughts, and is this dreadnought going to survive? I think not. MCV moving back. Meanwhile, Opshijao's army clearing out the base of GreenAlert. This is very difficult positioning for the GreenAlert. He has 4,000 cash, but he has no production unit. He has only naval yard.
We have been stood by
and he's not producing anything. Athena cannons targeting the naval yard. Now these bullfrogs unfortunately unable to do anything. Surely it's nice to have them, but three hammer tanks approaching next to this Athena cannon. Now bullfrogs are getting very close, but the army of Opshijao has arrived. Once again, now unfortunately, GreenAlert takes another detour, and yeah. I think that's the game. That was an interesting one because after all, GreenAlert was a very wanted to get all of the refinery and income, but Opshijao held his ground very nicely. Well, it was a really aggressive playing from the GreenAlert, by the way. I mean, I want to see how much units he has lost. And there it is. I'm so many to say. Anyway, GG for the Opshijao for defeating the GreenAlert for 2-1. Hopefully, we will see more games from them. And also, congratulations for the GreenAlert. So let's see what we're going to see next in the future in this tournament games.